So, Allan, can you tell me what your childhood was like here in Tarras?
Well, I came from the Nevis Valley, which is a remote one out beyond Bannockburn, and I came and lived with my grandmother at Katiti, and that was Allan Jolly. And so my father was the eldest in the family, he was Stuart Jolly. And so I lived with my grandmother and attended the school in 1940 when the old school was just here, and they were building the new one, and so the next year when we came back, 1941, we moved into the new school, and the past kids came down and they brought that shed down there, and the Ardgour kids came round, and we got Bill Anderson as the bus driver, you see, because Colin Griffiths, who was the teacher, he used to go and pick up the kids, and he had a 38 Chevy car, you know, and he ripped around and picked them up. And so then we got Bill with the big bus. And what happened after that?
What was it like? You know, as a 5-year-old coming up?
Well, I used to bike to school every day, and on the way down there, once Bill Anderson got, there was a blacksmith shop by Guy Hanson, and Tom Hanson, well, he went to school here, but he's older than me, and he had a Harley Davidson motorbike, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I'd set some traps on the way down here, and then I would ride my bike, you know, and then on my way home I'd take the rabbits and I'd skin them and sell the skins to Bill Anderson, never short of money.
It was good money, rabbits, back in those days.
Oh yeah, too right. Yeah, I think he used to give us a shilling for the skin, so that's fair. And that was winter bucks and old does, same price, you know. So that was pretty good money. And then I should tell you that my mother came from Dunedin and was the school teacher there when the old school, in 1922, I think, 22, 23. And anyway, she married my father, Stuart, in 1925. And so we lived at Pookie Mara down the road here for a few years. In 1934, we moved to the Nevis Valley and bought Craigroy Station, lived there, and of course it gets snowed in the winter time. And so I was taught correspondence school by my mother, who was a school teacher, which helped a bit. So, I don't know what else. Of course, I went away to boarding school, went to Waitaki, and I remember I was always great friends with Bill Gibson, he's my cousin. So I'd go across to Melbourne Downs, and then weekends he was allowed to drive. They had an old Model T Ford, Model A, no T, yeah, Model T Ford, and he'd chuff way up there. We had heaps of ferrets and nets, and we'd catch rabbits, and that was in the days, this is later on, we would hang them on the thing, and the rabbit cart came around and picked them up, and I think we got 3 and 6 a pair or something like that. It was good money, and we might get 70 or 80 for the day. It was serious money.
Back when you were a kid, what did you spend your money on? You were making all this money, but there weren't really
yeah, well, I was self-supporting. I mean, I'd buy my own bike, and I bought my own clothes, and I don't know what I spent it on, but I had a bank account and bought a farm later on.
Those rabbits have got a lot to ask for then, haven't they?
That's right, yeah. So, I bought Ardgour. My father stayed in the Nevis, and I used to go in and give him a hand to muster it and that for quite a number of years till they eventually sold the thing. And so, they retired to Cromwell. But just around here, we had the orchards. They had a good orchard at Melbourne Downs, and you could the fruit season was wonderful, and my grandfather was the greatest gardener in town. Old Ebb, he had a veggie garden right beside the road, and everybody that biked up the road or came by, they'd pull over and, "How are you, Ebb?" And he would never greet you. He'd always say, "Oh, have you heard this one?" And so he always had a story to tell. So, he was notoriously good at telling stories.